Welcome. This is the Modern Geek Podcast. Coming at you live. Please subscribe through YouTube or Twitch. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey everybody, this is the Modern Geek, also known as Vant Mario, and we are doing an unboxing of Wave 3 Amiibos today. I was able to get my hands on a few of them early, and I'll walk us through that a little bit in the video. So, for those of you who may or may not know, Amiibos are Nintendo's entry into toys to life. So, you know, we've had definitely two other companies very successful with this. Skylanders, which is Toy for Bob, and Activision, and Disney Infinity, which, you know, are games that you have little figures or toys. So this is a Disney Infinity figure. And you will put it on a base or on a sensor of some sort because there is a chip inside the base of the toy. And in the case of our other two counterparts, you know, typically you are playing as the character to either, you know, compete in this adventure, or in the case of Disney Infinity, you're building things and creating games, and that is the toy that you are playing as. With Nintendo kind of took a different route in the sense that their toy to life option, unlike the other two, you're not playing as this character. So the toy will do very different things in very different games. So, you know, in some games, it may be an NPC character or a character that you can fight against and train and get better over time. But again, it's a character that's either an ally or a foe, or it could be as simple as an item that you're going to get by putting this down, so it unlocks content in the game, and unlocks items in the game. It could give you different play modes or features, even different objectives. So kind of an interesting twist, because it makes the toys kind of, you know, they're more like secrets. Like they're little secrets that are going to do additional gameplay. So in Nintendo's case, it's unique because they're not primary. So like, if you don't buy it with the game, you can still play the game, but additional things will happen if you have this. So it's really more of an add-on to the game. And the title in which they launched the Amiibos with was, or is, Super Smash Brothers. So currently all the Amiibos that come out are from Super Smash Brothers. So essentially, and it's brilliant by Nintendo standards, literally all of the fighters in Smash Brothers, at least as of right now, will at some point have a figure for them. So you can imagine how crazy that is, because when we think of Smash Brothers, I mean, now, you know, obviously Nintendo's stable of characters are in there, but we also have additions like Sonic the Hedgehog, Mega Man, Pac-Man. So other very iconic, extremely iconic game characters are part of the Smash Brothers roster. So it just opens up the doorway to, now you have figures of all of these characters. So, and just to give an example of a figure, I'll give Donkey Kong so you can see Nintendo, this would be an Amiibo. And like the other ones, there's a chip in the base of the toy, and you put it down and it does these things. So what we will be unboxing today is Wave 3. So it's been very confusing to review these things, because when we start a few months ago, you know, Wave 3 was Bowser, King Dedede, Toon Link, Sheik, Shulk, Ike, and Bowser. I think I didn't leave anyone out. Oh, and then Rosalina, Lucario, and Meta Knight. So technically those 10 were our Wave 3. When we started this adventure, they were all coming out on the 1st of February. And this video is actually gets you a day before that. I actually acquired these a day before that, and I will explain that. So February 1st was all coming out. So as we've seen in other waves, we did not get these toys on their release date. We are in fact getting now, similar to Wave 2, half of, I would say, yeah, half of the toys on their original release date. The other half have been delayed, which has now become a typical standard of this whole Amiibo thing. So layer on top of that, then on top of that, people jumped the gun and sold some of these a little bit early. So it has been a confusing road to confusion, but we will be unboxing Bowser from Wave 3. And I was able to pick up Bowser. So Bowser, I actually pre-ordered at GameStop, as you can see from here. And GameStop made their pre-order available for some reason yesterday, even though this always had a February 1st release date. It's made it extremely confusing, and it's not really fair, because if you're not on top of this stuff, like if I were to walk in on Sunday, say I want to pick up my pre-order, there have been some very interesting things that have happened where, you know, they only hold pre-orders for 48 hours at GameStop. So theoretically, GameStop jumping the gun could potentially make this, my pre-order not be there, you know, not be on hold for me, because someone else could have bought it because they might have released it. And I've had other people have that happen. They've canceled pre-orders because the numbers or quantities were completely wrong. For us here in the East Coast, we had quite a bit of a blizzard or snowstorm. And oddly enough, so I talk about these release dates and how all these different retailers have them. Well, Nintendo themselves broke their own release date at Nintendo World and actually sold all of the Wave 3 figures that were going to come out, including the retail exclusives, which will be, I'll have a separate unboxing video for one of those that I was able to get early, which is crazy. So today we're going to focus on unboxing Mr. Bowser. I have to say, so Bowser is another one of those really just awesome figures. I was really impressed with the Diddy Kong, because I thought the detailing on Diddy Kong was amazing. Samus has been so far another one that I thought the detail was amazing. Fox. But Bowser I really like. And what I really like about Bowser, which is similar to some of the other ones, I like the fact that that we don't have like a weird base in it, and I'll explain that too. So this is our Bowser that we're going to unbox. And yeah, it just looks awesome. And obviously Bowser's cool because he's a bad guy. So we got the Amiibo logo there. We got that nice graphic of Bowser. Unfortunately, the GameStop sticker is blocking part of it. It says Bowser across the back. If we spin it around and take a look at the back of the box, so Amiibos. Supercharge your gameplay, collect and customize, and compete. Compete. And again, from the front, we know this is for Smash Brothers. And the way the Amiibos work, so this was intended for Smash Brothers, but if it has Amiibo support in other games, it will work. One word of caution about that is that, so the chips that they put in these guys are not big enough for you to technically use this in multiple games. So sometimes in games, so Smash Brothers, you will see it will write to the toy. So all of the data is kept on the toy. It'll write to the toy, and the data it's not big enough to hold two games. So like if I were to use this Amiibo in another game, so Mario Party is coming out, Mario Party 10, and it's going to have Amiibo support, and Bowser and a lot of the, obviously, Mario characters are all going to have abilities to work in that game. If I had my Smash Brothers data on this, and then I took it and put it on Mario Party, they'll let me do that, but it will make me erase the Super Smash Brothers data. So it's good food for thought that if you are using these, so you know, to play with more often than collecting, which is what I'm doing mostly with these. I've fooled around with them a little bit, but I mostly use them as collectibles and to have them displayed. You will have to, you will want to invest. So with Mario Party, there will be additional ones coming out, and I know as myself, I feel a little slighted because they're basically just doing reposes of Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser. We do get a Toad, which I'm probably going to buy the Toad one because it's different. But if you are somebody who's using this to play, you're going to want to probably pick up the alternative Bowser. So you can use that one with Mario Party and use this one with Smash Brothers. And in Smash Brothers, this is going to be, like I said, as we saw, and we can see on the back, I will continue reading, give you guys a nice look. We got a nice graphic of a min-game. They go up to level 50. Got a nice picture of the figure. And it says, battle with your Amiibos in Super Smash Bros. For Ryu. As friend or foe, Amiibos join the battle. So again, in Smash Brothers, the key with these guys is they can be customized and leveled up. And they either become NPCs that are teammates. So if you want to have, which is kind of fun, you play with a friend and you both can have an Amiibo teammate and do a Smash Brothers battle. Or you can just throw them in there and, you know, throw them in there and have them be the guys you fight. So you could fight your own toys, which is kind of cool, kind of fun. You can customize them and that kind of stuff. I was just saying, I know me and my friends, we all have a favorite, as many do, favorite Smash Brothers character. So at this point, the ones that we use are not all out there yet. But one of the things we said we were going to do is each of us who have our favorite Amiibo, we were going to try to just customize our favorite Amiibo and then have them fight, which is kind of cool. Similar to just having like a computer battle and see who wins out of the top ones you like. And then we have the website to go to find out about more Amiibos, the Nintendo logo, and all the fine print warnings, which are awesome and wonderful. Without further ado, let's get this sucker open. Ooh, wow, very new plastic smell. And another thing, which I always like to point out, so another thing, so for you guys that are Skylanders and Disney Infinity collectors, so in those worlds, a lot of times for special edition characters and things like that, I will actually leave them in the box because you can just put them on the base and still play with them. Well, Nintendo actually put a piece of metal to stop the NFC chip from reading. So if you put this in the box on the reader, and the reader for Nintendo is actually in your Wii U gamepad, and then soon to be on your new 3DS, which will be coming out on 13, it will not read through the box. So to play with them, you actually have to take them out of the box. So with Bowser, you want to be aware there is a extra little piece of plastic in there. And I love these guys because they just trapdoor out, and then because they're all round bases, they just slide right out. So I will say from a packaging standpoint, these have been the easiest things to take out or unbox because they just come right out of the box. All right, and without further ado, let's take a look at our Bowser, and I'm going to say, I'll do a spin, really, really cool figure. Yeah, there we go. I really, really like the detail. I mean, I don't think my thing is going to do it justice, but I love the detail of the shell. I mean, they got all this nice texturing. So all of Bowser, they have all this beautiful, tiny texturing of his scales. The hair, it's very fiery. The quality on these figures is extremely high. I love, love, love the quality of these figures. Now, out there in the wild, there is a defect to be aware of with these. Some of them are shipping with their heads detached. So for you collectors out there that collect defects, that's a defect to look out. The other big defect this time around is going to be Rosalina. Sometimes Luna is not with her, so literally Luna is missing, the little star that she has, her buddy. But I really, really like the figure. And like I was saying, one of the reasons I really like the figure is that he's just on the base. So I'm not doing a good job, but you can see the tilt. So there's definitely like a tilt and a forward. And funny enough, if you didn't realize it yet, all of the Amiibos that are out for Smash Brothers are actually, if you go to the choose screen in Smash Brothers, they are the pose of the trophy. So that's the pose that we're getting, is that pose that the trophy is. So when you beat regular mode, it's that guy that you'll get. But it's really, really awesome. They did really nice detail on all the straps on his arms. Really nice detail to shading. So they actually painted in the shading, not relying on the toy to just cast its own shadow. So that's kind of cool. And like I said, I love the figure because it's just, it's there. You know, the infamous Link figure, which I think is the funniest one, is the one with the big giant stick. So it kind of looks like he's, to be sensitive, peeing. It's been called that because for some reason they made it, there was no way for you not to see it, and they made it yellow. I don't really know why they made it yellow. I think it's a terrible choice. They've done that with some of the bases. They colored them, and I don't know why. But you know, it kind of takes away from the figure a little bit because, again, in his trophy, he's, you know, it's a trophy, it's a 3D model, so they can obviously have it stand there. But it just takes away from the motion and the atmosphere of it. You know, or even like, so I'm glad that there's none of this going on, which is awesome. And I'll be honest, like that's one of the reasons why even the Pikachu I love, because it's very much just standing on the base. But you know, it's one of those things where they were kind of bound by those trophies and things they've established already. So, but I really love Bowser. It's awesome. Thank you guys. I know this went a little long. I wanted to do a little bit more info on this video to kind of detail some of the experience already. But pretty awesome. Love the Bowser. Huge Bowser fan. I love it because I think it's officially the first bad guy because everybody else has been heroes. I like that finally we got a bad guy. You know, I'm looking forward to other guys like Ganondorf and Meta Knight and some of the more villainous characters. Very cool. And he'll go on my shelf. I'm going to put him, whoops, I'll put him right behind my Mario section of Amiibos. Well, thank you guys. And as always, I am the Modern Geek, also known as Vamp Mario. Please subscribe. I'd love to hear your commentary. What does your journey for this look like? Have you run into some of the hurdles or problems of getting these things? Definitely, how are you doing with the exclusives? Because we got all those different retail exclusives coming up. I'd love to hear how you guys are faring and what you're doing. All right. Take care, and thanks again. We'll see you in the next unboxing video.